Good morning, everyone. It is now time to tune in and turn off all electronic devices until the end of the day. Now, please stand for the national anthem. Please remain standing for a moment of silence. And now, let's recite the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated quietly for the morning announcements. Thank you and have a nice day.
Good morning, North Providence High School. Today is Monday, January 6, 2025, National Cuddle Up Day. I'm Marielle.
I'm Alexis.
And I'm Venus.
And we're here to bring you the morning announcements.
Today, the order of periods is 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The order of periods on Tuesday, January 7th, 2025 will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. The mission of North Providence High School is to educate all students in a safe, nurturing, and challenging environment which empowers them to become well-rounded individuals who are lifelong learners and productive members of society. Today's core value and belief for the day is that we believe in ongoing evaluation of the educational program based on best practice in order to improve teaching and learning.
Today's element from the vision of the NPHS graduate focuses on collaboration. Upon graduation, students will be able to assume shared responsibility for collaborative work and value the individual contributions made by each team member.
From the Italian Club, buongiorno! The Italian Club school-wide pasta drive will continue until next Friday, January 10th. Please bring in pasta to any of the drop boxes in the world language classrooms. We will donate all pasta to the Tri-County Food Bank in North Providence. Thanks in advance, Ms. Barr and Ms. DeAngelis.
From Yearbook, attention all students, yearbooks are on sale. Yearbooks can be purchased online at yearbookforever.com or by scanning any of the QR codes located around the building. The cost for a yearbook is $80. Sales for all yearbooks end January 31st. There will be no extra yearbooks purchased this year.
From Mrs. Jelinas, congratulations to the following teachers on their superlative win. Faculty Comedian, Mr. Andriozzi and Mr. Centracchio. Most Creative, Ms. Clinton and Mr. McKiernan. Coziest Classroom, Mr. Garganese and Ms. Pelletier. Most Likely to Stay Up Grading Assignments, Mr. Stevens and Mrs. Paisano. Most Likely to Accidentally Be Called Mom or Dad, Mrs. Gianmarco and Mrs. Ryan. Seems to Live at North Providence High School, Mr. Tordo and Mrs. Thomas. Congratulations.
From NPHS Drama. Drama is happy to announce auditions for a spring production, She Kills Monsters. The play tells the story of high schooler Agnes Evans, who deals with the death of her younger sister, Tilly. When Agnes stumbles upon Tilly's Dungeons & Dragons notebook, she finds herself catapulted into a journey of discovery and action-packed adventure in the imaginary world that was her sister's refuge. This high-octane dramatic comedy, set in the 90s, will contain amazing costumes, special effects, and lots of stage combat. Auditions are Friday, January 10th from 2 to 4 p.m. in the auditorium. All those auditioning must get paperwork from Mrs. Kelly in room 209 or Mrs. Thomas in room 305A and must join the Google Classroom using the code GE623QH. Again, that code is GE623QH. Please see Mrs. Kelly or Mrs. Thomas with any questions.
From Mrs. Salazar and Mrs. Santilli to all MML students. The WITA access test will be held on Tuesday, January 28th. On this day, you will complete the listening, reading, and writing domains. It is your responsibility to look on your English teacher's Google Classroom to find which room you are testing in on the 28th, and will report to your testing room for attendance that morning. Stop by room 115 at the end of the day with any questions.
From Mr. Curtis, I have been contacted by a North Providence resident who is a disabled veteran and in need of help during the winter months, shoveling snow around his residence off Belvedere Boulevard. Please see Mr. Curtis if interested.
From Mrs. Leahy, calling all bookworms. The inaugural meeting of the new MPHS book club will be held on Tuesday, January 7th after school from 2 to 3 p.m. Assist in Nick's Allardyce's senior project by reading vampire thriller The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix. And no, you don't have to read it by Tuesday. We'll be discussing a reading schedule at the meeting. Snacks will be provided. Hope to see you Tuesday.
From Mr. Fick, the Cougar basketball team will host the Oakers of Coventry High School tonight in the Rock. JV at 5:15 p.m., varsity at 7 p.m. The Lady Cougar basketball team will head to Mount Pleasant High School tonight and take on the Kilties. JV at 4:30 p.m., varsity at 6 p.m.
From Broadcasters Club, on this day in history, January 6, 1994, U.S. figure skating champion Nancy Kerrigan is attacked by Tonya Harding's bodyguard at the U.S. Championships in Detroit. In response to the surprise attack, Kerrigan uttered the famous reply, "Why?"
Those
Those are the announcements. Thank you. Peace and love, Cougars.